In this video, I am going to share 9 practical ways that can help us in staying safe online. Tip number 1 is to create strong passwords. There's no minimum password length everyone agrees on, but in general, passwords have a minimum of 12 characters in length. It must include numbers, symbols, upper and lowercase letters. A mix of different types of characters is advisable to make the password harder to guess. It must not be a dictionary word or combination of dictionary words, as it can be easily predicted. Don't use common substitutions. It isn't strong just because you've replaced letters with symbols and numbers. That's just obvious. Having different passwords on multiple accounts makes it harder for hackers to guess them. Create passwords that are hard for others to guess but easy for you to remember. For example, you can have an abbreviation of a phrase that only you can think of. Tip number 2 is to always lock your device. Leaving your device unlocked is like leaving an open house, which robbers are more than happy to take advantage of. Here are some lock methods that your devices might have. Password. Strong password is very secure. However, it is not convenient to use if you will type it multiple times each day. Use this option when you need the highest level of security. PIN code. This is a simple alternative to a password which is easier to enter. Be careful because sometimes PIN code can be difficult to remember. This can be used as a backup to biometric security option. Pattern lock. The pattern lock requires you to draw a pattern on a grid of 9 dots. You need to join between 4 and all 9 horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. This is simple and intuitive to use, but users might use simple, predictable patterns. Although this can be a good alternative to fingerprint scanner and if you dislike passwords and pins. Fingerprint sensor. Once your fingerprint is registered to your device, unlocking method would be fast and secure. However, sometimes sensors might not read your fingerprint, especially if it is not positioned in the right spot or your finger is wet. Still, most users prefer this method. Iris scanner. This is said to be one of the most secure forms of biometric ID. Though scanner may not provide correct result if your eyes are hindered by bright light or glasses, but this can still be an alternative to fingerprint scanner. Tip number 3 is to remember how browser works. Take note that Google Chrome has a unified login system, which logs you into the browser even if you only log in through one of its services like Gmail. So log out if needed. Check out the address bar to determine if the data being communicated back and forth to the visited website is encrypted. The S after the HTTP stands for secure. Exercise caution over the extensions you install for your browser. Extensions are small programs that can customize user experience, but are also dangerous if left unchecked. Malicious people who want to track your browsing or capture your passwords and private data might use extensions. Keep your data private by regularly clearing your browsing history. If not cleared, there might be some saved browsing files that can be used to track your activity, interests, and preferences. Tip number 4 is to be cautious connecting to public Wi Fi. Open networks make it very easy for people to peek into your activity and accounts, and the people you share the network with may also be using compromised devices. Be mindful of devices with company data on them, and never open confidential files or personal and financial documents on public computers. Tip number 5 is to not be too public on social media, like on Facebook. Clean up your Facebook third party apps by removing permissions from unnecessary ones. Be careful when joining and interacting on Facebook groups. Big, open groups might have been joined by identity thieves. In addition, some groups' policy might state that posts will be made public, which means your data will be visible even to those with bad intentions. Set up your Facebook privacy settings by choosing the appropriate visibility of your posts. You might want to share some posts only to your friends, so it's better to explore those visibility options. In addition, set up your timeline and tagging settings so that you can decide whether tagged photos will be accepted to display on your page or not. Unfriend Facebook friends you don't know personally. Also, be aware that bogus accounts can easily duplicate a person you may know or want to be friends with. So be careful who to accept as friends. There are things you should never share on social media. Things like your home address, personal phone numbers, social security number, or any ID numbers. Vacation details, ticket numbers, and the layout of your house should always be kept private. Tip number 6 is to check and clean up your email. Be wary of emails that come from people you don't know, contain misspellings designed to bypass spam filtering systems, makes an offer that seems too good to be true, or contain attachments like .exe files. Be wary of phishing emails. Phishing emails contain messages pretending to come from banks, credit card companies, online shops, and auction sites to trick you into going to a fake site and entering your personal information. Avoid using work email addresses for personal matters. It's still advisable to keep personal matters outside of work. Check your subscriptions to different online services. If they are not useful to you anymore, unsubscribe from unwanted newsletters to keep your inbox free from unwanted messages. Check out Have I Been Pawned website to see if you have availed of compromised services online. If found out as compromised, change password immediately. Tip number 7 is to be cautious of pop ups or warnings when visiting websites. These might be potentially unwanted programs like adware that displays advertisements or fake security warnings on web pages that you visit. As a general rule, don't click on pop ups or virus warnings. These might already be scareware that are fake security alerts telling you to click a link to download software to remove the virus in your computer. And when downloaded and installed, viruses will then infect your computer. Fix security and privacy flaws that leave you vulnerable to hackers. Be able to update your anti malware to keep up with new and emerging threats. Tip number 8 is to back up your files and data. A backup is defined as a copy of one or more files created as an alternative in case the original data is lost or becomes unusable. One online threat that could have devastating results to your files is ransomware. It is when a hacker locks your computer down and threatens to wipe out your data if you don't pay up. It can have its way on your computer through phishing emails and pop up ads. Tip number 9 is to secure your wireless network. When you are managing a network, be able to lock down your wireless network with a strong password and encryption. It is also advisable to once in a while connect your device to your router to check how many devices are connected to the network. If there are more than you'd expect, it's recommended to change passwords. May these tips help you to stay safe online. Please share your tips also by writing it down on the comment section below. I'm sure that you have handy ideas that can also help others. If you think this video is useful, please like and share it to your friends. They might be in need of this information right now. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button and notification bell to be updated when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for your support.